and welcome back to my YouTube channel, a safe space for you, for me, and for every one of us. I have been in a bubble, in a funk, in a box for a while now. I've just been in this space in my head where it just seems like, I don't know, like nothing was just exciting me anymore. And then that's why I love YouTube. Even for a while, for like weeks now, I've not really been on YouTube, like watching videos on YouTube. I've just been Netflixing like a mad person. That's when I knew that there is a problem, people. Something is not right. That's when I just realized that I get myself. One afternoon, I was just laying on my bed, and then I carried my phone. And like, let me go to YouTube. It has been a while that I've actually enjoyed a video on YouTube. So, start scrolling, and then one of my favorite YouTuber, I really love her. She's Haley Gamba. For anybody that's interested in, like, she's not like a life coach basically, but she, relates, talks about life, what she has been through, and like tips, self-care, loving yourself and all that. Then I bumped into a video that she made, like about 2 videos, and one, she was talking about how she, at a point in her life, was in a very lazy phase whereby everything was just not working out for her, and it just seems like life was just meh. I related to it so much, and it just reminded me of why I wanted to start a channel in the first place, of why I loved YouTube so much. Like, sometimes people see, or people feel, everybody to his own cup of tea. People feel like YouTube is just a place where you just come and showcase maybe a talent or this or that. But sometimes, you are going through something, I feel like it's just you going through whatsoever you're going through. And when you hear maybe someone that you look up to, or somebody that you don't even know from Adam, like on YouTube, stating that, okay, they went through this is how they felt, this is how they got out of that or this, it just gives this sense of hope that one, you're not alone, and 2, it's going to be alright. Like, after watching that video, I just felt this sense of peace. And it's not like all my problems or whatever laziness just stepped out of me, or maybe everything just, dissolved or whatever. But like, at that point, it just made me realize a whole lot of things. Like, a whole lot just came flooding down into my head at that point. And like, I just felt very eager, like, to talk. It's been a while I've just sat down and actually talked. Like, a lot of realization just flooded my brain at that particular point. But each person to their own. You might watch them and you might not really get, I don't know, but like, I'll just put their names down below so you can enjoy what I enjoyed. And it just got me thinking about why have I been in this bubble. I tend to not want to use the D word. That's like, oh, I'm depressed. I try my best not to use it because I hate it. I felt that way for some while back, and like, I just never wanted to get back into that space in my head ever. But then there are some symptoms that you might just be going through, and to you it's all normal. You don't realize that mentally you have just got into that space of, I will not say depression per se, but where you are no longer you, and sometimes you don't even realize when you start slipping away. It's just like everything just does not seem right. You get yourself into situations that then you ask yourself, like, what am I doing? That excitement is no longer there. You start making stupid mistakes that you look back on at and you're like, you could have easily avoided. Not saying that you should beat yourself down or whatnot, but I'm just like stating symptoms of what just makes you, like, slip away. And then when you are in that funk, trust me, it's very hard for you to get out of it. Like, it's very hard. Like, everything was no longer exciting. Like, Life was just very boring to me. Like, I'll be going out and I'll be meeting people and I'll be having conversations, but like it just did not feel right. Everything was just meh for me, and I'm very sorry for people that I met along that particular phase of my funk, or people that got affected by my funk. But like nothing felt the same way again. Like everything just felt meh. So let me stop talking about the problem and let me start talking about how to, resolve that problem. I came across like a quote from one of these YouTubers, and she was like, watch what you pray for. And that statement, I don't know, different people with their different ways of reasoning and understanding, but that statement hit me so hard. Because there are sometimes you see things and social media is not even helping us at all. Because you see things and you're like, oh, I want this and I want that for myself. Oh, I want to be here and I want to be there at a certain point in my life. There's this timeline, I want this to be done and that to be done. And you start praying and beating yourself up and disturbing God about it, and like God is just up there looking at you and like, if I give you this thing, guy, can you handle it? Do you think you can actually do you think it will actually make you happy? There are some things that we pray for and we feel like those things are going to bring happiness to us, but at the end of the day it's like, if you are presented with those particular things on a platter, you might not actually be able to handle it. And it's funny how God works because sometimes you pray for this and you see this, and at the point when you're seeing this, you're like, why am I seeing this? But now gets to a point where you're like, when you have basked yourself in the other thing that God gave you, and you realize that this is what is meant for me at this particular time, like this is what I needed at this particular time. I would have not been able to handle this at this particular time. My mind, my mental state was not ready for this at this particular time. And then that's when we now tend to be grateful to God. But when it's happening, it's like, and we are human beings, like no shade to anybody that has that mentality of, because I am guilty of it. Like most times I see myself calling out to God for certain things in my life, and then I realize that Favour, you are not even close to being in the right frame of mind for those particular things. And I'm a very tough person. Like when I want something, or when I feel like this is what I want for myself, and I've gotten into my head, it's very hard for me to get that out of my head, and then it becomes a problem for myself. Another realization that dawned on me was that sometimes just trust yourself, because sometimes you make mistakes or you get into situations whereby you are now like out of your character, or doing things that you know within yourself, I should not be doing this. Like, why am I doing this? And at that particular point, you are in it, and you don't, like, in your head, you know that Favour, this thing is kolewoko, but like at that point, I don't just know how to explain it. But sometimes, but just trust yourself to know that you will get out of it though. That's just how I've seen it. Like I've been in so many situations where, and I have this problem where I don't know how to set boundaries. Like I don't know how to say no. I don't know how to say this is not what I want. For a very long time, I'm getting quite better at it, and I realized that the more I get better at it, it pisses people off when you know what you want and you know that this is not what you want, because in their head they're like, no, you should want this, and I'm like, I don't want this. So it's very funny, and then you just make those mistakes, and later on you start beating yourself about it, and you start putting yourself down, or feeling like, oh my god, or being in this lump for days, which is fine sometimes when you do something bad. I believe in, I want to say dwelling in it for a while, but I believe in emotionally grieving things. That's the way I see it. I emotionally grieve relationships. I emotionally grieve basically everything in life, friendships, like when some things have not gone the way I want it to be, I allow myself to lay on my bed for one day and just be sad, and then try to get myself out of that sadness. Because I'm like, if I just put up a happy face and just keep on with my day, or just go about life like nothing happened, at the end of the day it comes and it hits me at a point whereby everything just becomes too much. So I just take a step back and I just breathe, like I just, you know, mourn it. Let me put it like that. So that's just my own process of things. Everybody's process is different. I keep on saying that, but I feel like no one is the same. How I handle my situation is very far from how you probably handle yours. So that is that. And I recently watched a Korean movie about a group of friends, girlfriends. And made me realize that a very strong support system is needed. Like, I know we girls, we tend to say, oh my god, girls have problems, oh my god, this and that, oh my god, I don't want to, friendship is overrated and all that. But when you find your people, and you find the right people that sincerely love you, sincerely care for you, trust me, it just works wonder. Like, it just got me thinking, got me analyzing my circle. I just started seeing things different. They're analyzing my friends, acquaintances, and I'm like, do I have support system that I need currently with wherever I feel like I have gotten to in life? Do I think that the people around me are the right people for me? Do I think that the set of people that I tell my problems to are sincerely there wanting to help me through my problems? Like, it just made me realize a whole lot of things. I'm not giving this in any particular order of how you should do things. I'm just telling you guys my mind, telling you guys where my head has been at for the past few weeks. And like I said, this is not only a safe place, but my safe space. So like, I'm just letting it all out so that I can have this sense of relief. One other thing that hits me during this period is that sometimes when you victimize yourself, when you make yourself the victim, most of the time it's detrimental to you. You feel like, oh my god, this has happened. Oh my god, I've gone through this in my life. I've gone through that. Everybody has been through it in their life. Some had it harder. Some had it easier. Some just probably in the middle of things. But like, everybody has gone through things in their life. Nobody's going to come and tell you everything was rosy for me. Everything went well for me. No, everybody has gone through certain situations that has made them sad. They have cried about. Everybody has been through situations. Everybody has gone through tough times. So like, don't dwell on it and don't make yourself the victim and say, okay, because this happened to me, then yes, this is the reason why my life is like this, or this is the reason why things have not worked the way I want it to be. Or this, like I said, everybody, you have your process and your time to grieve things. I believe in grieving things out, so you get out of your system. But dwelling in those things, I realized it doesn't help anybody. That's what I've come to realize. So that's that. And the last thing that is in my head is that don't seek validation from people. Fuck people. Fuck people. I don't know if this is familiar, but like, don't seek validation from friends, family, whatever. The only validation you need to seek is God's validation. He created us. For those that believe in God, like I do, that is the only person that you needs to validate you. No other person. Yes, validation and respect are two different things. I'm not telling you. I've learned that my parents, my family come first. I should respect them. I should show up for them. I should want to create better relationships with them. The only people that I even seek validation from, if I even step up, is family. Every other person I do not care about. Sorry, I care about you guys, but like, I don't care what you think about me at this point. Let me not prolong things. Thank you very much for watching my video. Yes, like, comment, subscribe if you want to, and if you don't, who cares? That's the life we are living now. I don't really know what I'm doing, but we are doing something and we're getting there. Thank you very much. Bye. And Jesus, looking upon them, said, with men it is impossible, but not with God, for with God all things are possible.